Looking for a plow option for your side-by-side? Well, SuperATV has you covered with our snowplow kit, and today we're going to be showing you how to install it on a Polaris Ranger XP 1000. Let's get right to it. What's up everybody? I'm Braden Adams, this is my garage, and today we're going to be showing you how to install SuperATV's snowplow kit on this Polaris Ranger XP 1000. Here's the tools, let's get right to it. So before you get started on your install, there's a few things that you need to know. First one, which is the biggest one, you gotta have a winch installed on your machine. If you don't have a winch, you're gonna need to pop over to SuperATV.com, pick up a winch and winch mount, or set up like we have with a winch ready bumper before you start the install. Also, when you're on SuperATV.com, there's gonna be a drop down if you have a stock bumper or if you have a SuperATV bumper. Obviously, you need to make sure that you pick the selection for whichever bumper you have on your machine. As you can see, we've got the SuperATV bumper installed on this Polaris Ranger XP 1000. So the mount's gonna be a little bit different. Today, we're gonna be showing you how to install it with a SuperATV bumper on this Polaris Ranger XP 1000. First thing we're gonna need to do is to remove the two lower bolts here that are securing the bumper to the frame. We're gonna be replacing those with the hardware in our snowplow kit. All right, so now you're gonna grab your plow mount that is specific for the SuperATV bumper. We've got the hardware removed, so now we're just gonna line these two holes up here with the holes where the bolts were that we just removed. So then the lower hardware goes right through the bracket into the frame. Just go ahead and get the nut started. Pop over to the other side, start the hardware, and then we can go ahead and fully tighten it. You will need to tighten the upper hardware first before you start to tighten the lower. All right, so now what we're gonna do is grab the plow frame and the rest of the contents of the kit. We have the snowplow sitting off to the side for now. Once we get the plow frame assembled and everything, we'll get the plow ready. So in the kit, it's gonna come with these brackets. So as you can see, this is kind of a shorter bracket. This is gonna be great for a stock application. Now, if you're running a lift kit or larger tires than stock, what you're gonna wanna do is pop on the website and purchase the drop brackets. So this is gonna drop the plow down. This is gonna make sure that you're gonna be able to maintain the correct angle in order to plow snow properly. We will be installing the drop brackets today. What we're gonna do is just lay the bracket up. You're gonna see there's 4 mounting holes on the plow frame. We're gonna grab the hardware kit. Now in this, there's gonna be multiple hardware kits. So what you're gonna be looking for is the M12 by 1.75 by 30 millimeter bolts. You'll just take these, drop them in, and then grab the M12 nuts, get the nuts started. Do that for the opposite side, and then you can fully tighten the hardware. And we'll put a link in the description for all of the plow accessories that we have to offer. A lot of them will make your plowing experience better. All right, so now we're gonna grab our snowplow and we're gonna attach it to the plow frame using the M12 by 55 millimeter hardware. It's gonna be in the bag included in the kit. It's not gonna be in the blister packs. Anytime you're working with the plow, obviously it is heavy, so you wanna make sure that you're being careful. What we're gonna do is rotate the plow up and line it up with these 2 holes on the bottom of the plow frame. Once it's lined up, we're gonna pop our bolts through. So all we're doing now, I know you guys can't see it, but we're just putting the nuts on the inside here. And we're just starting them for now. All right, so now we're gonna grab our adjustment block as well as our M10 bolt that was in that same bag. You're gonna see right here on the plow frame, you've got 2 different locations. This is what's gonna control the angle of the plow blade. Now, this is solely up to your preferences. I'm gonna show you how we tell you to set it up in the instructions. I like to take the block and install it on the second hole back. So that's gonna be the hole closest to the machine. So it'll sit like this. We're gonna drop our bolt through. And you can see there is adjustability to this. And what really locks it in is when you tighten that bolt down and then you sit the plow up against it. So see right there, it's locked into place. And now the plow can't go any farther back. Now it can go forward, but that's gonna be the next step that we'll talk about. All right, so now we're gonna grab our eye bolt out of the kit and it's gonna install right here to this tab. You've got 2, 1 on each side. Take the eye bolt, stick it through, and just start the hardware for now. We're not gonna fully tighten anything yet. We'll have to make adjustments on this. And just go ahead and grab your spring. Just gonna lip your spring in to this top hole on the plow itself. And then what we're gonna do is just roll it back to where it will line up, just like so. And we'll have to make adjustments, like I said. We just wanna get it together for the time being. At this point, just make sure that you have your stop blocks in the correct location. You don't wanna get them bound up under the spring pressure. Now we're just gonna fully tighten all our hardware. All right, so at this point in the install, this snowplow is ready to be installed to the machine. Once you have your mount on the machine, you've got the plow assembled. The plow assembly is gonna be the same for pretty much any machine that you're setting up, but I did mention there are some additional accessories that you can install to the plow. We have a few today that we're gonna be installing. We'll drop all the links to each one of the components that we're adding in the description, and we'll also tell you to skip to this point in the video. All right, so one of the must-have accessories that we are adding onto our plow is the marker and deflector kit. So this is a really easy install, and if you see the top of the plow blade, it's already got the squares in it, so that way you can install the carriage bolts to it. So what I like to do first is grab our plate, and it's gonna sit up on top. You wanna make sure that the boxed inside is towards the back or towards the machine side of the plow. You're gonna grab the deflector and you're gonna slide it in this groove, and it's gonna line up with all the holes. Once it's lined up, you're gonna grab your carriage bolts and pop them in from the bottom side up through the deflector, and then we'll put our nuts on our top side. And we're just gonna continue doing this all the way down through here until we have them all installed. Now we're gonna grab our markers and the 8mm hardware in the kit. These are gonna install to the outside of the bracket, just like so. So take your hardware from the outside, run it to the inside, and then install your 8mm nut. You can adjust the angle on these as well. We're just gonna run ours pretty well straight up in line with the plow blade. Once you have it lined up how you want it, fully tighten it, and then repeat the same steps on the opposite side. So now we're gonna install the side shields. This is another great optional item to accessorize out your plow. So the first thing you're gonna do is go ahead and pop this bolt loose, as well as this one down here. I know you guys are watching, we just installed these bolts, but at any point in time, if you weren't installing the side shields, or maybe you weren't installing this, you could jump to the next step we want to include. All the steps needed to install each individual accessory. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these back loose, go ahead and remove it completely, and then down here on the corner, and we'll do that for both sides. We're just gonna be working on this side for now though. All right, so there's gonna be two different setups for the side shield kit. You're gonna have a driver's side setup as well as a passenger side. The first one we're gonna show you is gonna be the passenger side. All right, the first thing you're gonna do is, for the passenger side, is grab two of your short brackets. One's gonna install here, next one here, and then a long bracket. So we're just gonna make sure that our round hole lines up with our carriage bolt that we're gonna stick through our side shield. Start up top here with the short, another short in the middle. Again, just making sure you're going through the rounded hole. All right, so we're gonna grab one of our long carriage bolts, one of our nuts, and we're just going to line up the long bracket up top, slide it through, and go ahead and pop our nut on up top just to hold everything in place. We can line up our lower short bracket with the hole. So then at this point, what we can do is go ahead and tighten the hardware up, so it's gonna draw everything into place. Make sure all our bracket hardware is tightened except for the middle. We want to go ahead and leave that loose for now because we're going to have to mark a hole in our plow and drill through it. All right, so now what we're going to do is leave our center bracket loose, get it lined up, and then mark a hole. By leaving it loose, that's going to draw everything in together really nice and tight. Now we have our hole drilled, we're just gonna clean up the outsides of the hole. and then we'll tighten it up on the inside. And you can repeat the same steps for the opposite side if you want to. You don't have to. You can put this side on or that side, totally up to you and how you want to set your blade up. If you do want to put it on the opposite side, then all you need to do is just mirror the way that we did this one. It's going to be identical. You're just going to transfer it over to the driver's side. All right, so now we're going to attach our plow to the machine. Like I said, if you were one of those people that did not want to purchase the additional accessories, that's totally okay. Now's your time to get it installed to the machine. You're gonna grab your pin, make sure you have the mount installed, then you're just gonna lift up the plow to the mount and line it up, pop your pins through. I am gonna switch this pin. I like to have them to where they're going to the inside. And go ahead and take your safety pins, pop those on. Grab your winch. We'll just free spool this winch out. Lock it in. So another imperative step, we send the plow with some of the hardware in it. None of it's tight. You need to make sure you go through and fully tighten all of the hardware on the plow. Double check it. Even if you think you got it tight, double check it. You do not want this plow coming apart while you're using it. Once you've went through, fully tightened all your hardware, that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's snowplow on this Polaris Ranger XP 1000. Be sure to check the description below to pick yours up today, as well as the long list of accessories that we offer for snowplows. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.